The authenticity of UFO encounters is often judged by the credibility of those who report them, especially when abductions are involved. In the case of 3 women from Kentucky, there are reasons to believe their story. This incident happened on January 6, 1976, involving Mona Stafford, Louise Smith, and Elaine Thomas. An investigation was conducted into this case, and it was even mentioned in Global UFO Chronicles. Reports included not only the abduction story but also observations, physical evidence, animal reactions, and electromagnetic effects. The health of these 3 respectable women was under prolonged strain. On January 6th, Mona Stafford was celebrating her 36th birthday. She was joined by her 2 best friends, Louise Smith and Elaine Thomas. The women planned to mark the occasion with a friendly dinner. They decided to go to the Redwood restaurant, located about 35 kilometers south of their hometown, near Lancaster, Kentucky. After dinner, they headed home, completely unaware that this night would remain in their memories forever. Leaving the Redwood restaurant at 11:15 p.m., the 3 women, feeling cheerful, got into a 1967 Chevy Nova owned by Louise Smith. It's worth noting that none of them had consumed any alcohol that evening. After passing through Stanford, the women noticed a bright red glow in the starry sky. Frightened, Mona thought it might be a plane in distress signaling for an emergency landing. But when the glowing object got closer, Louise lost control of the car. The speedometer needle of the Chevy Nova hit 85 miles per hour. Smith started crying, saying, "I can't keep the car on the road." Mona grabbed the wheel, but it had no effect. The car continued racing at high speed. Later, Louise recalled, "My foot wasn't even on the gas pedal." At some point, the unknown object came alarmingly close to the car. It followed them for a while and then approached the driver's side. All 3 women later described the same thing. What they saw was a disc-shaped object with a dome on top, and red light emanated from rings around it. It was close enough for them to see small yellow lights on its surface. The UFO hovered near the car and then moved ahead along the highway. A bluish-white beam shot into the car, lighting up the interior. Later, Mrs. Smith said that the air around us looked like a foggy mist. All 3 women felt such a burning sensation in their eyes that they couldn't keep them open. The last thing they remembered was a gaping entrance into the ship. The video recording only showed some kind of stone wall. Nearly an hour and a half later, the 3 friends found themselves back in the Chevy Nova, driving toward their hometown. They were shaken, and the exposed parts of their bodies hurt from burns. 2 hours had passed instead of the usual 45 minutes. They immediately went to their neighbor, Lee Lowell, who confirmed the correct time. Confused and scared, the women called the police. The next day, they contacted the Navy recruitment office, but neither agency offered any assistance. Journalists then asked the women to share their story on the Lexington TV channel. The incident soon made headlines. Investigator Jerry Black, upon hearing the story, immediately started his work. He attempted to interview the women, but Smith, Stafford, and Thomas were initially unwilling to relive the experience or let strangers into their homes. After a few sympathetic phone calls, however, they agreed to speak. Black invited Mrs. Peggy Shell from Blanchester, Ohio. As a witness, she too had encountered a UFO. The investigator believed that the women would feel more comfortable with another woman present. The first meeting wasn't very productive, but some facts were uncovered. Black stated that all 3 women were in physical pain. They also constantly felt thirsty and had lost a lot of weight after the event. The women tried to remember everything in detail, hoping someone could help them. Mrs. Thomas said, "We live in fear of the unknown. I'm worried about Louise and Mona because they've been under a lot of stress.